Hello. So, like everyone on the internet, I've heard about the Liver King controversy, and I thought about this a lot, actually. Way more than I probably should have for some dude who I don't even know. I've never personally spoken to the Liver King, and I make it a general habit to not excessively think about people that I don't know. I think it's a mental illness to be excessively preoccupied with other people's lives. Should be focused on our own life. But was eating my ribeye for breakfast, and I was thinking I wanted to share something on my thoughts about the Liver King and what we should really take away from the Liver King. So, for starters, Liver King did a bunch of steroids, and he looks super jacked. He also advocates eating an ancestral diet. I mean, it's his idea of ancestral. I think ancestral diet's a good idea, but I may have a slightly different definition. But it advocates an ancestral diet, and he looks jacked. And that's kind of like what people look at that. They're like, okay, Liver King's jacked. He says eat these foods, but he's on steroids. What do I take away from this? Well, I think that ultimately the thing to take away isn't that he's on steroids and looks jacked. Lots of people look jacked on steroids. What I think we should take away is that steroids aren't necessary to get jacked. Now, follow me on this. Follow me on this. Follow me on this point. Why would we take away that steroids aren't necessary to get jacked when the Liver King is doing steroids to get jacked? Well, if you remember the emails, he talks about how he works out compulsively for 2 hours a day, every single day. Super hard. I think, quote unquote, like, I work out until I can't move anymore or something. Like, he works out like a crazy person. And he wants the steroids to maintain this excessive lifestyle of working out. He also has sleep issues and other issues consistent with adrenal fatigue. So, what do we take away? Well, we could take away, hey, how would the Liver King have looked if he simply ate an ancestral diet but didn't overtax his nervous system and adrenals and hormonal system by working out excessively? How would he have looked? I don't know. I think that'd be very interesting. I would love to see that. Love to see how the Liver King looks when he's not doing that. I've been very, very, very jacked and shredded before, and I've accomplished that with diet alone. I've never taken steroids. I've never done any of that. I have no intention to because I want to see what I can do naturally. And steroids. I I don't know. Other videos on why I don't really like fucking with your endocrine system. You only get one endocrine system, guys, and it controls everything. So, ultimately, he's fucking with his endocrine system before the steroids by working out far too much and not recovering enough. And there are many people I've talked to and seen who have worked out far, far less, but in a sustainable fashion, eaten very, very well. Maybe they've eaten as good as Liver King. I mean, he eats very, very, very well. I don't know if that's the perfect diet for him all the time, but that's an example of what could be an ideal diet for someone at points in time. I think our dietary needs change. I know our dietary needs change. So we must always be keeping that in account. But at the end of the day, what would Liver King have done differently if he had, instead of turning to steroids, what would he have looked like differently if instead of turning to steroids, he had said, hey, working out 2 hours a day until I drop dead probably isn't the best thing for my endocrine system. I mean, in the email he said, I work out 2 hours a day. I need something to sustain this. Why? Why not work with your body's natural limitations and see what you can do naturally? I think that's what we should take away from this. I don't think we should take away that steroids are necessary to get jacked. I think we should take away that steroids aren't the first place we should go. Maybe you're eating that Liver King diet and maybe it worked for you initially and now it's stopping working. Maybe you need something else. Maybe there's something else you need. Maybe there's somewhere else you need to go. Maybe you need to cycle things in a certain way. Cycle your diet, not steroids. Maybe you need to cycle your training, not steroids. There's many things we can cycle that aren't steroids. And I think that that's what we should look into the Liver King example, the Liver King story, the Liver King controversy for? What could he have cycled besides steroids? Done.